Wisteria, energy, twister.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Encyclopedia of the Fairies. When I want to F on the Fairy Oak of Corrie Water. It's a later ballad that tells of a woman's attempt to rescue her brother from fairy captivity. Unlike Janet in the Ballad of Tam Lin, in this case the young woman is notably unsuccessful. The ballad includes a variety of important pieces of fairy lore and gives a fair description of the fairy's temperament. The small bird's head is under its wing. The deep sleeps on the grass. The moon comes out and the stars shine down. The dew gleams like the glass. There is no sound in the world so wide, save the sound of the smitten brass, with the merry cittern and the pipe of the fairies as they pass. But oh, the fire must burn and burn, and the hour is gone and will never return. The green hill cleaves, and forth with a bound comes elfin steed. The moon dives down in a golden cloud. The star grows dim with dread, but a light is running along the earth. So of heavens they have no need. Over moon and moss with a shout they pass, and the word is spur and speed. But the fire must burn, and I must quake, and the hour is gone that will never come back. And when they came to craggy Burnwood, the Queen of Fairies spoke. Come, bind your steeds to the rushes so green, and dance by the haunted oak. I found the acorn on Hessian Hill, in the nook of a palmer's poke. 1,000 years since here it grows, and they danced till the greenwood shook. But oh, the fire, the burning fire, the longer it burns, it but blazes the higher. I have won me a youth, the elf queen said, the fairest that earth may see. This night I have won young elf Irving, my cupbearer to be. His service lasts but for 7 sweet years, and his wage is a kiss on mine. And merrily laughed the wild elves round Corrie's greenwood tree. But oh, the fire it glows in my brain, and the hour is gone and comes not again. The queen she has whispered a secret word, come hither, my elfin sweet, and bring that cup of the charmed wine, your lips and mine to wet. But a brown elf shouted loud shout, come, leap on your coursers fleet, for here comes the smell of some baptized flesh, and the sounding of baptized feet. But oh, the fire that burns and must burn, for the time that is gone will never return. On a steed as white as a new milked milk, the elf queen leaped with a bound, a young elf in a steed like December snow. Neath him at the word is found, but a maiden come in her christened arms. She linked her brother round, and called on God, and the steed with a snort sank into the gaping ground. But the fire must burn, and I must quake, and the time that is gone will no more come back. And she held her brother, and lo he grew, a wild bull waked in ire. And she held her brother, and lo he changed to a river roaring higher. And she held her brother, and he became a flood of raging fire. She shrieked and sang, and the wild elves laughed, till the mountains rang and mire. But oh, the fire yet burns in my brain, and the hour is gone, and comes not again. O maiden, why waxed your face so faint, your spirit so slack and slow? Your courage kept good till the flame waxed wild, then your weight began to thaw. Had you kissed him from among us all, Now bless the fire, the elfin fire, that made you faint and fall. Now bless the fire, the elfin fire. The longer it burns, it blazes higher. Douglas, 1901. And yeah, that's pretty much how ballads were told back then, regarding fairies and such. The Fairy Queen, and the Queen is spelt Queene. It's an epic poem written by Edmund Spenser and published starting in 1590. The Fairy Queen is a tale of Arthur and his knights and a variety of adventures and quests they go on, including their interactions with the fairy realm, and the Fairy Queen, Gloriana, who is a literary invention of Spenser's. The poem is largely allegorical and possibly intended to reflect the real-world politics of the time, with Gloriana acting as a stand-in for Queen Elizabeth and the fairy for Elizabethan England. So yeah, it's very, very, very old tales of King Arthur, I suppose. But it does add the Fairy Queen. But the Fairy Queen in King Arthur's tales is false. It's a work of fiction, not of fact, though there is many tales of Arthur and such alike, but that one in particular is fiction. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Fairies, and many blessings.
Wisteria. Energy. Twister.